everyone, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. I am going to do a tattoo and piercings video. I've recently just gotten a couple more tattoos so I can kind of do more, and I was thinking that I'd give you a little bit of a backstory into them because my tattoos, all of them have meaning. Two of them are a pretty intense meaning, so it's going to be a little bit hard for me to talk about. And I will give a little bit of a disclaimer, and I will put a time on if you guys want to skip it, because it is a little bit about depression and anxiety, so trigger warnings and stuff, and it's about self-harming and things like that. So when I do talk about those two in particular, I will write down a time for you guys to skip it so you don't have to listen to my story about it, because yeah, I do know that hearing other people can make you're really upset and stuff like that, because that used to happen a lot to me. I'm gonna jump straight in. I think I'll start with my piercings and stuff first because they're mostly on my face. So obviously the most obvious ones is I have here my nose done and my normal earrings, so what you call your firsts. I also used to have up here done, but I got the bubble, so I took it out. And I did recently just have my septum pierced, but that fell out. So I lost the ball for it and it just fell out while I was cleaning it once. It was during the healing process, it fell out and I couldn't get it back in, and then yeah, so that closed up. I have my tongue pierced as well. And then the final piercing that I have, I'm gonna have to stand up and show you. I have my belly button pierced as well. This was probably my most painful and most annoying piercing that I have gotten. It didn't hurt when I actually got it pierced, but the healing process was a year. I don't know why, I don't know what happened. I clearly just had issues with mine. These my ears, I got these pierced when I was 6 months old, so I don't remember them. My nose, this didn't really hurt. It was more because it's in the senses, in your sinuses, sorry, so it made your eyes water and stuff like that. Same with this. The most painful part about this was when they actually put the clamp up. I don't know if you guys, if anyone has a septum piercing, or if you've ever seen one done, or even gotten any sort of piercing at all, they put a clamp on, but that was really painful. If you pinch in here, the cartilage in here, it actually really hurts, and then that makes your eyes water, and then they shove a needle through it. It's a whole thing on its own. This piercing up here was probably my most painful to get straight away. During the piercing, that was the most painful. This one, my tongue piercing, least painful piercing I've ever gotten. The only thing with that was the swelling afterwards was really hard to eat, obviously, because you have a piece of metal through your mouth. Also, I should give you guys a time frame on how long I've had them. So yeah, these ones since I was 6 months old, so I'm now 20, about to turn 21, so pretty much 21 years. This one I had in probably for about half a year, so about 6 months. This I've had since I was 17, so 3 to 4 years. This one I've had since I was 17, 3 to 4 years. My belly button I've had since I was 16, so 4 to 5 years. What else? My septum piercing I only got this year, and I had it in for 2 weeks. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for my piercings. Now we move on to the exciting bit, which is my tattoos. And my tattoos have more meaning, so this will take up more time. I'm gonna start with the one that I got first. I'll kind of go in order, I guess. The one on my back. So this is a little bit of a trigger warning as well for any mums out there who may have gone through something like this, but the one on my back, I don't know if I'll be able to, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show you guys this. It's going to be a little bit difficult for me. So yeah, this one on my back is, I had a brother who died a year before I was born. He was a stillborn baby. So his name was Christopher Adam, and then that's his birthday, and then that's his real handprint. So when my mum gave birth, the nurses pushed his hands and feet into a clay plate. And yeah, so that's his real handprint, and then it says guiding me through life, because he's a little bit like a guardian angel in my family. It's also kind of something that almost everyone in my family has, well of my mum, my brother, and my dad wanted to get it but he didn't end up getting it, but I think he might in the future. But yeah, so my mum was the first one to get it. She got his feet tattooed on her feet with his name, birthday, and always walking with me, which I thought was really cute, and that's where I kind of got the idea to do this one. And my brother has tattoos everywhere. He's fully tattooed up. He has a arm sleeve that's a family one, and his handprint, the same handprint I have there, is there. The reason why I got this the way it was, it's kind of like supposed to be like he's got his hand on my shoulder, always guiding me through life, he's always there, he's looking out for me, stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of what that one is. I know that's a bit sad, but it's not like a sad tattoo to me, and it was a year before I was born, so I didn't have to live through it. It's not a sad tattoo for me, it's a happy tattoo. It reminds me, you know, like, you know, there's always someone out there looking out for me and stuff like that. So yeah, that's that tattoo. The second one I ever got, which was actually a couple months before this one, so I got this just before I turned 18. It was like my 18th birthday present. It was only like a couple of months before, and my dad signed off on it and all that stuff. It wasn't like a shitty job or anything like that. Like, I went to a proper shop, my dad signed off, I was almost 18, I only had like 2 weeks till I turned 18, and that was my 18th birthday present. So yeah, and then like a few months later, I got this one on my arm. Now, to everyone else, it's upside down, except to me. So that's what everyone else sees. But to me, it's the right way up. So if I spin around and I go like this, you guys can see what it looks like. So it's a wolf and a crescent moon. So the story behind that one is I had a Siberian Husky since I was like 4 or 5 years old. It was obviously like my family dog, like my mum's dog. And her name is Tara. I'll grab you a photo because she's just up here on my wall. So this was her. My mum hates this photo of her, but I love it. I think she's so cute. So yeah, this was her, and I had her probably for about 13 years. So she was like my childhood pet. And when she passed away, I think I would have been about 16, 17. And I decided to get the wolf for her to just like remember her because she was so cute. And I loved her so much. And keeping on theme with that one, I'm gonna just lower the tripod a little bit because it's kind of lower. This next one I got very recently, like only a couple of days ago, and I got it because a friend of mine is doing their like becoming a tattooist, and he needed a model, so he just was like, yeah, I'll do yours for free. So I got it done. So I have a cat now, and I love him. He's like he's my first pet that I've ever owned and like spent money on and got to sex and, you know, paid the vet bills and all the stuff like that. So I wanted to get him tattooed on me as well, but I did it a little bit more intensely than I did with like Tara. I actually got Morty's face tattooed on my foot, so I'll show you. It's a lot easier to just kind of explain. Okay, so now you guys can see him clearly. So yeah, that's his like actual face. And the inspiration for this was I saw on Pinterest like just like cat ears. So it was like just cat ears with like the name of the pet, and I actually think it was dog's ears, but I was gonna get that, and then I was like, oh no, like I want to get like his face. And then I remembered Shanexo, she did something similar to this with her dogs, and I looked up photos. I was like, yeah, but I could reckon we could go more. So I just kind of sent a photo to the tattooist and was like, yeah, just kind of do like dot work and line work, and this is what he came up with, and I love it. It is so cute. And yeah, I just kind of wanted it somewhere that was like not obvious or anything like that, and it's only little, like he's probably the size of like a 50-cent coin. This is kind of the time where if you guys are uncomfortable with the topic of like depression and anxiety and self-harming, that I would just like click out of this video. This is pretty much it. So if you want to skip all the way to the end and just like say goodbye to me, then that's totally fine. I will not be offended if you do, because this is like I said, like I know, I get it, like I totally get where you guys are coming from with the whole like I can't listen to other people talk about this stuff because it affects me and then it makes me sad and things like that. And I want you guys, the only reason why I'm talking about this on camera is I want you guys to know that it's okay to not be okay. I was kind of very hesitant to do it because obviously like it's a big deal for me. I don't know, I think it's just something that people don't like to talk about very openly and freely, and I'm one of those people that does. Maybe that it'll make you guys feel better and realize that you're not alone, because I definitely have felt that way for a really long time until I met my partner and realized that it was normal. Like, not normal, but it is normal to feel that way, and that there is, you know, a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, you can get through it, you can get through anything. I got the one on my leg done first. I got that done about last week. Yeah, last week today, so it's about a week old. So it's peeling, it looks a bit gross, ignored that. But I really wanted to film this video because, you know, I'm obsessed with it, and I wanted to let you guys know that it's okay to be struggling through things. This one I got the same time I got my cat done, but I kind of have to twist so you guys can see that it's actually like a normal square. So I got 4 dates on my wrist, and this, so you guys can kind of see my scars here as well. So I got this on my hand to remind me that it's over, sort of thing. It's sort of my story with self-harming. I was doing it since the age of, I was in year 6, so I would have been about 11, 12, 13 when I started. I was bullied a lot through school, and also, guys, my problems are not half as bad as everything that's going on in the world. I have, like, my problems are like this big compared to everything else. But, you know, when you're a young girl going through school and you see all these girls that are popular and everyone's happy, and you're just like, why don't I fit in, and why am I so different, and things like that, yeah, it can make life really hard for you. So pretty much how this story goes is, this is the date I started self-harming, which I kind of had to roughly guess. But that's the date I started self-harming. This is the goal date that I wanted to stop that failed. This is the date of the birthday. This is the birth date of the person that helped me stop. And then this is the date that I actually stopped self-harming, the goal date that worked, that succeeded. I did the math a little bit, and it was like 7 to 10 years of, you know, being in that rut. And don't get me wrong, like, I still struggle with depression and anxiety today. I am now on antidepressants that do help with the depression. As you guys know, antidepressants don't fix the problem, they just kind of mask it, and they help. The point of them is to help you get to a point where you can actually fix the depression for yourself. I guess I'll show you the one on my leg. Now, fair warning, you can't really see them as much as you used to because I covered up the biggest ones with the tattoo. You guys will probably be able to see some lines and things of like my scars that have healed. I don't really have like a favorite tattoo because they all are very meaningful for me, but right now this is probably number 1 just because it's kind of like a closed chapter in my life, and it's kind of, to me, like it's opening up new beginnings. Like, I am now, you know, I'm not afraid to walk around in a bikini, and it's not that I was afraid to beforehand, it's just, you know, anyone who's been in the position that I was in, people like to judge you for it, even when they have no right to, or they don't know you or anything like that. You know, they look at it and they go, oh my god, why has she got scars on her legs, and things like that. And part of the reason why I covered it up was I actually had someone say to me that, oh, your kid's gonna do that because you did it. And I was like, right, that's an awesome thing to say to someone who is struggling through their life at the moment. So that was kind of like, that's kind of my backstory as to why I got my leg covered up. It wasn't because I was ashamed of them or embarrassed of them. I just wanted to put something beautiful over a hard time in my life. I guess I will stop blabbering on about the shitty times in my life. I will show you the tattoo on my leg. It is a big piece. So yeah, the piece is kind of here. You can kind of see it from the bottom, like underneath my skirt, and it kind of covers this whole bit. So I just kind of have to like pull up my skirt a little bit and not show you guys anything. But so that's my tattoo. It comes right around to here, and it comes right around to the front. This bit in here was so painful. In like this very spot just here, that really hurt. And yeah, I'll come a bit closer. You guys can probably see where the scarring is. I can see in my monitor where they are because it's more shiny than everywhere else, which it has always been that way. So my 2 like biggest scars are just here. So my finger's kind of in between them there. So I really wanted to get them covered up. You can see like up here I've got another one, and then further down my leg there's just heaps of little lines. And I don't know, now it's like, it's not drawn to the lines and stuff anymore. It's not drawn to the white lines. It's drawn to like this beautiful piece of artwork for a really tough time in my life that I got through. And that's kind of why I wanted to get it covered up. Okay, I guess I can go through like pain, like which one hurt the most. Probably the least painful one is probably between the one on my ankle and the one on my arm here, because I don't know, they just really didn't hurt all that much. This one was pretty good. The only bit that hurt was the date across here because it was like right across the scar, and that one really hurt. The one on my back, I don't think it hurt all that much. What really hurt was the shading on the bony bits, and the tattoo artist that I actually went to get this done, he said, yeah, over the joints and the bony bits kind of hurt the most. So the closer you get to the joints and the closer you get to bone, it hurts the most, which I completely agree with. The tattoos that I've gotten, you know, I've got like them in pretty good areas to be able to tell you guys like what areas of the body hurts the most, but you also do have to remember it's different for everyone. My pain tolerance isn't extremely high, but it's not extremely low either. So like I can deal with a tattoo. I hate needles as well, but I can get a tattoo done. Easy. The one on my leg did hurt a lot. I would say that was probably my most painful tattoo, due to the fact that I was obviously going over scarring, which was sensitive. If anyone knows, like when you've had scars and then you like bump them or you cut them, like it hurts, and it hurts more than it usually would for like normal skin. Same goes for the tattoo, like it really hurt to go over the scarring. But yeah, like simple things, like I'm not a fan of shading. I hate shading. It hurts so much on me. It's the only thing that hurts me. I can deal with outlining, I can deal with scripture, I can deal with that, like, but I cannot deal with shading. Shading kills me every time. Okay, so I have to say goodbye because my battery is getting low. So that's it for today's video. Make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it. I am sorry that part of it was a little bit dark, but you know, it's happy, we're spreading love, we're spreading positivity.
I wonder what went wrong today, eh? Why do I feel like I linger between the words to say, eh? To say the words to remember.